Nigga X about me, nigga X about me, nigga X about me, nigga X.
What's up, y'all? This is Leslie Conscious, and I'm back with another video. So for this video's topic, I want to talk about this post I saw, and I couldn't find any information about if this individual actually passed away or if it was just a picture and a quote provoking thought. But I do know from what I just searched for on Google, this is not the first time something has happened like that, if it is real, and if it's not real, it actually has happened in real life. So I'm gonna insert the picture right here. Alright, so y'all just saw that picture. So it's basically describing a scenario where a transgender person, they pass away and their mother decides to bury them as their birth gender. Let's get into it. Before I get into my feelings in this video, my advice for anybody that's trans and a part of the trans community, make sure your legal document is on point. Make sure, if you know, it's a lot of young people transitioning and nobody thinks about passing away young, or nobody wants to think about their mortality. However, understand that when you are going to do something as drastic as changing your sex, you need to make sure that paperwork is on point. With anything you do in this community, whether you're a same-sex couple and you have children, make sure that paperwork on point, but especially something as sensitive as your funeral arrangements, if that is something that's important to you. Some people don't really care, especially young people. Some people, they not thinking about passing away, so they don't really care how they're buried or have a say in it, or want to have a say in it. So this individual was a trans man, and their mother put I guess a wig on them. Hypothetical, maybe a real scenario. Put a wig on them, a dress on them. Basically, buried them as a woman. Now, my thoughts about that is, and I love the way it was worded at the end, because it gave the parent side a voice. As a parent, I couldn't imagine, I would, regardless of my views on the trans community, I'm going to love my child and care for my child regardless, and I would grow to the point that I would need to grow to. And hopefully we can just have mutual love and respect for one another without stepping on each other's toes. With that being said, when you have a baby, when you see that sonogram and you pick out that name and you feel that personality, it's so much in a name, and you sit there and you wonder why people really fit their name. When a baby is born and you're calling them this name, you're setting their personality, they're vibrating at that frequency that you're calling them. So such a name where you felt this baby kick in your belly, and to have that child grow up and even tell you something like that's a dead name, that has to be so heartbreaking for a parent. Because granted, you want to affirm your gender, you want to be you, but at the same time, I know most people love their parents. Some people don't, but most people do. And if you want their approval, you do have some type of love for them. So, but you to sit there in your parents' face and say you got a dead name and say you're transitioning, you're already killing their child. That the child that they knew, the dreams that they had, the vision that they had for your life is just gone in an instant. And a lot of parents that go through that don't get enough compassion for their grief. I mean, like, was the mother not supposed to look at any pictures of the child when she had pigtails, or when her child had, was wearing little dresses? Is she not supposed to remember her child? Does she not have the right to bury what she birthed and what she would have died for and laid her life down? When a woman, I told y'all in one of my previous videos, when a woman lays down to give birth, that's the closest to death she can get. So if people feel some type of way about that, and you have a trans friend, you pay to bury them, or you respect their parent enough have a different funeral. Put their pictures up, have a party for them, and affirm their gender on your own with your own celebration. But you cannot take that away from a parent. And that's a lot. And honestly, putting in that context makes me understand how our parents' generation felt when we were coming out. I was born in 88. Something happened after I graduated high school. It was suddenly okay to be gay, but when I was coming up, it wasn't nowhere near socially acceptable as it is now. And I also feel like that's why some people are more comfortable being trans as well, because they feel like they wouldn't have been accepted being gay or attracted to the same sex, so they had to change everything about them, about their energy, their spirit, to be accepted. It's a great question. It's a great thought-provoking scenario. And to the trans community, get y'all paperwork straight so y'all won't have to deal with this, and y'all won't have to deal with being buried in a manner that you would not see fit. If you're going to make that decision of how you want to live, you need to also make that decision of how you want to die. Let's be safe. Let's be conscious. Let's make good decisions. I'm out. Peace.
Nigga X about me, nigga X about me, nigga X about me, nigga X.